Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to show you guys how to install the Servo Follow Focus onto your Crane 2. This is one video in a mini series of videos I've made focusing on the ZHIYUN-TECH Crane 2 and the Servo Follow Focusing unit. So make sure you check out my other videos that will show you how to do things like update the firmware in order to use your Crane 2 and focusing unit, and how to balance your Crane 2 with the Servo Follow Focus as well as a front heavy lens. Alright, so let's get started. When you unbox the Servo Follow Focus, you get this nice soft case. I really do like the feel and look of the soft case. However, the bottom of it is actually harder, so it does provide pretty adequate protection. It's nice that it also has a little clip, so you can hook it onto your camera bag, your belt, or the Crane 2 case in case you don't want to forget to bring it on the go. Inside, we've got the silicone beads to keep the moisture away, but we don't need that anymore. Canada's kind of dry, so we'll be fine. You got the Servo Follow Focus itself, the rod it's going to slide and clamp onto, an Allen key, a cable that enables you to use it with the gimbal, and 2 sets of gear teeth in varying lengths. It's nice to have them in varying lengths, but it's also nice to just have 2 because in case you are switching out lenses as well, you can also have one of these gear teeth set up on your second lens so that it's one less thing you have to undo and set up again. First thing we're going to do is take one of the gear teeth, and they package it with the gear teeth facing inward so it doesn't become worn or damaged. We got to flip it around to put it around our camera lens on the focusing ring. Alright guys, so when fastening the gear teeth onto the focusing ring, just make sure that the fastener is as far away from the Servo Follow Focus as possible. That way the focusing ring can fully rotate in either direction without experiencing any obstruction from the fastener or the unused portion of the gear teeth. You could cut the gear teeth strap to shorten it and make it neater looking, but I chose not to in case I decide to use it with a different camera in the future and an even larger lens. And it is also much easier to fasten it on securely when there's more material to work with. Ultimately, it just doesn't bother me, so I chose to leave it as is. As you can see here, I have my camera mounted on the Crane 2 already. I'm going to show you guys how to set up the Crane 2 in a later video like I had mentioned previously, but just to make this slightly easier for me to show you guys where the focusing unit is supposed to go, I already have my camera set up. But you can most definitely install the Servo Follow Focus before the camera is even on here. It might even be easier, but to have a point of reference and to show you that you most definitely can still install it if the camera's there, I'm going to do it this way. So our mission right now is to install the rod onto the Crane 2, then the Servo Follow Focus, which we will be sliding onto the rod and clamping into position. As you can see here, the rod is actually made up of 2 pieces. This is necessary for you to be able to install it easily. So simply loosen up the unit. Remember, lefty loosey, righty tighty. So go left or counterclockwise to loosen it up. You'll get 2 pieces. Now we're going to take the smaller piece in order to attach that onto the gimbal first. So you see the head of the screw inside of the smaller rod piece. We need to secure the screw with the Allen key in order to loosen and take out the bolt on the other side that's holding the screw into place on the rod. Then it's just about aligning the rod and the screw over the hole in the gimbal that it's designated for, which would be on your left if the gimbal and camera is facing you. The little overhangs on the small rod piece make it easy to get it into position. Then just use the Allen key to screw it in place while you hold the bolt securely on the other side for the screw to fasten into. This will ensure the screw and the rod gets fastened in properly. Then the next part is easy. Attaching back that larger piece of the rod and tightening it onto the smaller rod piece to secure it into place. While this was all going on, make sure your Servo Follow Focus is fully charged. You'll know that it's fully charged if the light blinks 4 times, indicating about 100% battery life. Now we're going to attach the Servo Follow Focus onto the rod. And all you gotta do is loosen up the thumb screw on the Servo Follow Focus, slide it into place, align the gear of the focus unit with the gear teeth on your lens, and make sure it catches onto the gear teeth and can rotate it properly. Finally, you can tighten up the thumb screw to secure it in place. Now your Servo Follow Focus is installed. Make sure you use the cable that came with it to connect the Servo Follow Focus to the gimbal, and then you can start using the gimbal hand wheel in order to manually control the focus of your camera. It's a pretty neat feature, and this is a lot of fun to do with the lens with a decently wide aperture. You get some very buttery. If your hand wheel isn't working to pull the focus, make sure you got your cables in the right place and the Servo Follow Focus is installed properly. If you've done all of those things and it's still not working, what you might be missing is a firmware update. So make sure to check out my video on how to update your Crane 2 firmware to the latest version to then enable pull focusing with the hand wheel to work. Also, make sure to check out my future video in which I teach you how to balance the Crane 2 with the Servo Follow Focus and a manual lens, so you can start taking steady in-focus videos with an autofocus capable or manual lens. If you found this video helpful, make sure to give me a thumbs up and subscribe. Click the notification button to be informed of my next video in the series, as well as any new content I put out. Thank you guys so much for watching today, and as always, I look forward to seeing you guys in the next video. All right, toodles, later, bye guys.